absolutely 1 billion% believe this because we've seen and heard a lot about Robyn's lavish living. Well, you've seen the title, you clicked on the video. Now, allegedly, Janelle Brown is exposing a secret PayPal or secret PayPal transfers to $500,000 to be exact, linked to Robyn. Now, this is all allegedly, but do you see how many views this video got? You already know I clicked on it just to see what was going on in the sister wives world. But we already know Coyote Pass was sold. We already know how all the ex-wives are living, and we see how Robyn and Kody are living. The most lavish in a multi-million-dollar mansion with multiple acres. How'd they get that? Normally, when you go through a divorce, you downsize. If anything, don't you? These people upsized, and they went through 3 divorces. So, child, I don't know, but we're going to discuss what the video had to say because I absolutely believe this has some truth to it. The video that is going viral says it started with the whisper and now it's exploding into a full-blown scandal. According to what fans are piecing together, over $500,000 may have quietly passed through a family-linked PayPal account, only to land squarely in Robyn's hands. That number, $500,000, has been floating around the Sister Wives fan base like a ticking bomb. And the source, allegedly tied to pooled family earnings that Janelle helped build over nearly 3 decades. The biggest twist, Janelle reportedly never agreed to it. According to online sleuths and insiders close to the family, the transaction may have occurred during the later Flagstaff years, when Kody was still technically spiritually tied to all 4 wives, but functionally living a monogamous life with Robyn. The PayPal account in question, said to be linked to a shared LLC or family trust account that multiple wives have contributed to. And yet, without legal marriage or defined ownership rights, Janelle's cut may have simply vanished. Now, when the rumors first surfaced, fans were stunned but not surprised because the timing aligned all too perfectly with Robyn's sudden real estate windfall. The purchase of Robyn's first Flagstaff home, that $1.65 million home in Arizona, Janelle had since described as never really meant to be hers alone. That home became symbolic of secrecy, of betrayal, and of Kody's shifting priorities. But now viewers think it might also be literal proof of financial misdirection. And the kicker, Robyn reportedly rejected the idea of putting anyone else's name on the mortgage, something Janelle wanted explicitly to protect her stake. But by then, it may have already been too late. What began to be a shared dream of sisterhood has now crumbled into murmurs of embezzlement, estate theft, and hush money accusations. Janelle hasn't named names, but her tone in recent interviews is unmistakable. As she put it, "I'd like to recoup some of the money I put into Robyn's house." And that might have been just the first shot fired. Because if what fans are aligning is even partially true, this wasn't just an innocent accounting oversight, it was a deliberate cover-up. And it's what Janelle supposedly did next that could rip the entire story wide open. For years, Janelle had held it together. She played the quiet strategist, the financial planner, the wife who didn't need flowers and fairy tales, just consistency and respect. But behind the scenes, insiders say she was slowly unraveling. And it wasn't one moment that pushed her out of Kody's orbit. It was all the moments. The holidays skipped, the birthdays forgotten, the way her children, once the heartbeat of the Brown family, were reduced to afterthoughts. When fans ask why Janelle waited nearly 30 years to leave, her answer is heartbreakingly simple: because I thought he was worth it. But by the end, even the belief had crumbled. It wasn't just about love anymore. It was about legacy and whether she was going to let Kody and Robyn write the final chapter of her story without a fight. The cracks deepened after the move to Flagstaff. Kody stopped showing up, literally. Janelle later admitted she had to remind him to visit her house while he practically lived full-time at Robyn's. She remembers telling him, "You can rest here just as easily as you rest there." But the silence spoke volumes. The man she had raised 6 children with had already left. He just hadn't said it out loud. The emotional absence, the financial evasiveness, the mounting tension between Kody and their children, it all added up. And then came the final insult. When Janelle asked about building on Coyote Pass property, their collective investment, Kody brushed her off. The land had once been their future. Now it was a bargaining chip. He didn't ever want to discuss it. It was also alleged that when Janelle went over to Kody and Robyn's house, the house they previously lived in, was around the same time Kody was telling Janelle he didn't have money to pay off Coyote Pass or to pay her off or whatever. Janelle went to Kody and Robyn's and noticed a new backsplash in her kitchen. Noticed all the designer, lavish, expensive artwork on her walls. Noticed many home upgrades they've done. And Janelle brought up the fact, allegedly, that if you're over here, Kody, saying you're too broke to pay me off or to pay off this property, how is it that you're not too broke to do these upgrades that are, you don't have to have a new backsplash. You don't have to have this new artwork. You know what I'm saying? You spending money on Robyn and her kids when you're telling these people who you owe money to that you're broke. That's the problem. And I absolutely believe it. Now, fast forward, Kody and Robyn sold that home and bought even more expensive home that has even more stuff, even more property, even more assets. I'm over here like, wow. There's so much money being spent, being sold, I don't know, in my opinion, covered up. But I don't think Kody and Robyn know how to cover their money very well, because even though people are like, well, they have it in a trust, so that means they're safe and they're protecting their assets and all that. Look, let me tell y'all something. When you owe bills, when you owe people, you can't get away from that. Call it karma, call it whoever, but that's going to come back around and bite you in the rear. You watch and see. And don't forget to stay tuned and watch this channel. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already and hit that notification bell. Besides subscribe, make sure it's set to all so you'll be notified whenever I upload. Don't forget to like and share this video. I love you for watching. I'll see you in my next video or in the comments below.